The other techniques you mentioned, such as subject twos, lease options, short sales, foreclosures, are buying techniques that can fit well with the Weekend Millionaire philosophy, which is to invest today's time and money into deals that will pay you for the rest of your life.
I'm just getting started, and I've signed a contract for a house that needs repairs. Should I keep it as a rental after I get it fixed up? Or should I sell it and make a profit that I can use to buy more properties?
If the contract that you signed followed the guidelines from the Weekend Millionaire Secrets to Investing in Real Estate, you should be able to fix it up, rent it, without having to consider selling it. Now, granted, a quick profit looks good, but wealth building is a slow process. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. When you acquire properties that will rent for enough to cover the expenses and pay off the loan, tenants are making monthly deposits into your future each time they pay the rent. I took no money out of my real estate for over 20 years. When I finally did start taking money out, I was in a position to take out enough to retire with a very tidy sum each month and to do so at age 50. Just remember, wealth building requires patience.
Why do you recommend not selling any of your properties?
Well, I feel that when you buy a good income-producing property and let it produce income over time, it's a surer and more secure way to wealth. When you sell, you cap your profit at the time of sale. By holding the properties and allowing inflation to push rents up and the passage of time to pay off the mortgages, the margin of profit becomes increasingly wider over time.
Even with 30-year variable rate interest-only loans, isn't it hard to make deals cash flow?
Well, it's hard to make any property show positive cash flow in the very beginning. That's why the Weekend Millionaire method is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Cash flow comes as the rents gradually increase and the mortgages pay down over time. If you can buy properties that just break even in the beginning, eventually the cash flow will start as a trickle and then turn to a stream and finally a torrent as inflation pushes up rents and mortgages are paid off.
Do you ever worry about the market turning down and vacancies increasing, which could lead to financial distress for investors? Isn't that a greater risk when the investor is highly leveraged?
Well, periods of extremely low interest rate enable many people to buy homes who have been habitual renters. Vacancies increase because of this, and investors who are over-leveraged and do not have cash reserves experience some difficulties. Fortunately, the low rates also enable investors to refinance their loans and improve their cash flow. The low rates also produce a strong seller's market, so those who are unable to refinance often find buyers ready to take the properties off their hands.
So the key is to make sure you have plenty of cash on hand just in case, right?
Well, that's one of the things that we advocate in the Weekend Millionaire Secrets to Investing in Real Estate. You should start building cash reserves right from the beginning, even if it's just a few dollars each month. Be sure to set aside reserves to tide you over during slow times or when the major expenses occur. Like building wealth in general, building cash reserves is a slow process, but it's well worth the effort, both to protect your assets and to build better banking relationships. The key to getting rich in real estate is leverage. You want to own as much property as you can with as little of your own money as possible, but that doesn't mean you should keep all of your cash invested. You're far better off to finance 100% of a purchase and keep your cash in the bank than you are to put 20% down and finance 80%. The cash you tie up in down payments can't be used to carry you through slow times or to cover unexpected expenses. As one of our students said, quote, "I must say Mike is true to his word when it comes to his belief that this is a get-rich-slow scheme. When I told him I bought 4 properties this year, he told me to hold off buying any more until I built up some cash reserves."
Your book talks about buying one property a year to put you on your way to financial freedom, and you also talk about being patient. Do you think it's wise to keep waiting for everything to line up in the rest of your life before making a move? Or do you think sometimes you just have to take the plunge and make things happen?
I recommend taking the plunge, but I also recommend looking first to see if there's water in the pool and if you're diving into the deep end. The few properties you'll buy will still feel like you're taking a big risk. Once you gain some experience, you'll feel more confident. As you learn the business, you'll learn